The year is 1999, and Wizards of the Coast completely screwed up the power level of Magic the Gathering with a huge combo winter with the most busted artifacts, creatures, and spells ever seen in Urza Saga. So what did? They turned the entire, all of Magic the Gathering into absolute crap. Starting with Mercadian Masques! This block was like, it's like going through, I don't know, Wilds of Eldraine block, and then just turning it straight down to Fallen Empires. We'll start off with Cornered Market. It's a white 2 generic enchantment. Players can't play spells or non-basic lands with the same name as a card in play. That's actually pretty interesting, especially if you were to play Commander. You know, these days, everyone can have a Gaia's Cradle, but what if you have this thing in play? Then you have a Gaia's Cradle, your opponents cannot. It's almost like playing with the old legend rule all over again. I didn't even know you could make that even exist. Yeah, and also, same thing works with just creatures. This would really suck if you try to get your commander in play, and your opponent cannot play their commander because the Cornered Market is already on the battlefield. Imagine you're in a play group where they all play the same commander, but you're the one with a different one. It'll actually there'll be a complete race for that damn thing. I also have a soft spot for this block. A lot of stuff that looked like bulk nonsense at the time turned out to be like pretty expensive or like highly desirable and playable. I remember bribery was like good for a very, very long time. Yeah, everyone plays Commander. Yeah, everyone plays Commander now. Mercadian Masques is still powerful. Look at Snuff Out, for example. Let's look at Snuff Out. One of the most underrated removal spells. No, we need the Mercadian Masques version. We need the OG. A black 3 generic instant. What are we talking about? Powerful. It's 4 mana, but it's one of the OG free spells. If you control a swamp, you can pay for life. Instead of paying Snuff Out's mana cost. Destroy target non-black creature. It can't be regenerated. This was a pauper staple for eternity because it is just a free way to kill anything. Delver's Secret's in front of you? Well, it's 3 power anyway. Might as well smoke myself for 4 in order to just prevent it from dealing any more damage perpetually into the future. And now Legacy plays this card. This is because of Death Shadow. It wants to reduce its life total to almost nothing to get its Death Shadow online. So Snuff Out, fantastic card. I think it was just a very, very underrated card for the longest time, or maybe there's just too many black creatures at the time, and now there's just a bunch of non-black creatures. Oh well. Fantastic. One of the best. Okay, we got Skithrialt with a land grant. Land grant. There were entire decks built around this, but I can't even tell you what exactly it did or how it worked. Anyway, it's a green 1 generic sorcery. If you have no land cards in your hand, you may reveal your hand instead of paying land grants mana cost. It's like, hey, it's like, I don't got lands, all right? So I should be able to play this for free. Search your library for a forest card and put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. It's interesting, it says if you have no land cards in hand, you can reveal your hand instead of paying land grants mana cost. So you can have lands in play, but just no lands in hand. So it effectively is just a land. This is like the OG forest cycling. It's OG forest cycling. That's what I'm going to call this, but for 0 mana. Complete 0 mana. Okay, next up, we go to Restions with the bribery. I remember this card was just bulk back in 1999 and 2000 and 2001 and 2002 and 2003 up until the point that I stopped playing this game. I took a big long break from it. Blue 3 generic sorcery. Search target opponent's library for a creature card and put that card into play under your control. That player then shuffles their library. Now the deal is, at the time, you don't want to spend 5 mana to put some random, maybe not random creature, but they're not going to have anything worthwhile for 5 mana to put into play. But when you're playing Commander, and you know your opponent has the big, I don't know, gigantic dino in their deck, or some huge Eldrazi, you might want to steal it from them. It's a little fun to play it that way. They got Primeval Titan before it was banned. You might want a bribery for it. So, like, bribery has, like, huge fun value today, or just in general, depending on how, like, casual your playgroup is. You could get 5 mana will get you something enormous and just stupid. Not to mention the ETBs. What do you guys like to get with bribery? It's very funny. In one-on-one Commander that I played online, I put bribery in my deck and it was useless. People build their decks so there's like no ETBs, that they're like not vulnerable to bribery. I don't know if that's really a thing, but I never got any value out of bribery in one-on-one Commander. We go with our first super chat from King Ginger. Spiritual focus. Seems interesting. We need to focus spiritually. Okay, it is a white 1 generic enchantment. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard a card, you gain 2 life and you may draw a card. Ooh, it's anti-discard. That is interesting. So hold on, like, if you play Wheel of Fortune, so if someone plays Wheel of Fortune, you draw 14? Because you're going to discard, you're going to draw 7, then you're going to draw another 7? That's absolutely insane. And I think well, not the same with Time Twister, because you don't technically actually discard your hand. You don't discard anything. And you get, oh, by the way, and you gain 14 life. Let's not forget the 14 life around here. Well, I'm not going to say this is busted, but in the right environment, this thing is great. No one's going to want to make you discard cards anymore. Whenever a spell or ability opponent, yeah, it has to be an opponent controls. Unfortunately, you can't force it. Beanpot with one of my favorites, Dust Bowl. This was like the OG perpetual wasteland. You can tap to add a colorless mana, or you can pay 3 taps, sack a land to destroy target non-basic land. And like, for as long as you keep drawing lands, you can just keep blowing up your opponent's stuff. It's still good today. I mean, it looks like it's aged well. Look at that price. You can get 30 bucks, 12 bucks, 20 bucks. You want the original one? Oh yeah, this one's fake. That's why it's $12. Looks like people like this in Commander. Look, looks like a little bit of a Commander staple over there. Just gotta keep everything fair. Gotta keep them Maze of Iths off the battlefield. The guys' cradles. People trying to take advantage with those non-basic lands. No, it's not gonna happen around it. Dust Bowl is here to police your mana base. Yeah, for the rest of the game. Okay, next up we've got Alpha Nerd's Ivory Mask. Thank you very much for the super chat, Alpha Nerd. Ivory Mask is... that was actually a tournament playable card. The white 2 generic enchantment. You can't be the target of spells or abilities. So if you're even afraid of people discarding your cards, well, Ivory Mask will make sure that no one will discard anything from your hand. They won't lightning bolt you. They won't target you to do something. Ivory Mask has it all. Made from its wearer's hopes, the mask ensures that those hopes will be fulfilled. Wait a minute, here's the OG. How many times did they reprint this thing? 8th edition and 9th edition? They really wanted that hate card. It's basically an anti-burn card at the time. Complete anti-burn. How about a busted card like Unmask? Oh yeah, the original Grief. The original Grief. Black 3 generic. If you want to know where Grief came from, the origins of the Grief, it came from the Unmask. It's a sorcery. You may remove a black card in your hand from the game instead of paying Unmasked mana cost. Look at target player's hand and choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Everyone who plays like Legacy and especially Modern, don't we wish they just printed Unmasked? That'd probably been a lot more fair looking back on things. Can't blink this stupid thing. Try to play Undying on your Unmask. Not gonna happen. Yeah, that was just like a super fair card. Played in Reanimator. Played in just like Mono Black. It was like a weird Thoughtseize at the time. But also was a Reanimator card because you can target yourself. You may look at target player's hand. It could be your opponent. It could be you. Just immediately dump your card Reanimated on that turn. So actually, it has its purpose. You've heard of that saying, good grief? This is bad grief. Yeah, this is bad grief. That's right. You got that right. It's bad grief. Okay, Travis trying to get Food Chain on here. Travis Snively. I actually can't pump up this card very much. I know this is like a Commander staple. It's a legacy playable. There's like a food chain deck in Legacy. I really have no idea what you guys play this for in Commander. So it's a green 2 generic enchantment. Remove a creature you control from the game. Add X mana of any color to your mana pool, where X is the removed creatures. Convert mana cost +1. This mana can be spent only to play creature spells. Is it like, I mean, I understand there's combos, but is it strictly like some sort of ramp spell? Or are there like way more combos to food chain than I even realize? Because I know this is like a big Commander card. But this is like... I know the combos in Legacy, with the... Harpy. Something Harpy. What is this thing called? Something... Cavern Harpy. That's a big food chain card. Comes with play, return a blue or black card. You can... Oh no, maybe I'm thinking wrong. Wait. That's not a food chain card. Okay, forget it. I don't know how food chain is used. Food chain combos with missile... Yeah, okay, that one I know. Is that it? You're only allowed one Mist Hollow. Oh, you may only need one Mist Hollow Griffin and Commander. Even as a one-of. You got that right. Is that it, though? Next up, we've got John. John Super Chat, thank you so much. One of the most infamous combo cards, food chain. Well, that's what we're looking at right now. Oh, damn it, John. Did you get sniped? I think you got sniped. Sorry about that, John. John, be sad. Where's John here? Did he have another card? Okay, we're going to move on. Sorry about that, John. We're looking at the card right as we speak. Since my super chat got sniped, I'll say Don Strider. Okay, Don Strider. Wow. I remember this in the bulk bin. Okay, we got a green 1 generic 1/1 Spell Shaper. Pay green, tap. Discard a card from your hand to prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. You have fog. You have perpetual fogs. Oh, it's a Spell Shaper. It looks like a fairy to me. A wingless fairy, in my opinion. Cosmic Seeds with the Puppet Master. The Master of Puppets, you say? This is not even Mercadian Masques. Okay, with the Thunderclap. Okay, that is Mercadian Masques. We got a red 2 generic instant. You can sack a mountain instead of paying Thunderclap's mana cost. It deals 3 damage to target creature. That's it. Unfortunately, not a particularly great card. I don't even know if it saw play at the time. The problem with this card, yeah, it like just doesn't go to people's face. Maybe it did see play at the time. Because you can like remove a creature. Like those mono red decks back then, they had to use creatures to get in the red zone. Oh! Restian Serpentine with the 2-headed dragon. This was the first rare I ever opened in my life. In fact, I have a foil of this, and I will go to the grave with it. Even though I didn't open the foil in a pack or anything like that. I don't even know how I obtained the foil, but I own one. It's a red 4 generic 4/4 dragon with flying. Pay red 1 generic 2-headed dragon, gets +2/+0 until end of turn. That is double the fire breathing. Double the mana, double the fire breathing. I guess you need more. I guess you need to double the mana to get that extra fire breathing. 2-headed dragon can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures, and it can block 1 additional creature. Oh, the flavor. That's what, like, so shouldn't a creature with like 100 heads? Aren't there like several cards out there with like several heads, like a Hydra? Shouldn't the Hydra be able to like block 4 or 5 extra creatures and can't be blocked except by 4 or 5 extra creatures? It would basically become unblockable. Okay, Lord Trevor says one of my favorite cards from this set has to be Trade Routes. Trade Routes? Trade Routes is a blue 1 generic enchantment with pay 1, return target land you control to its owner's hand. Also pay 1, discard a land card from your hand to draw a card. So it's like cycling. You can return a land to your... So you can return a land to hand, cycle your land. Effectively gives all lands in hand cycling with the option to also bounce lands back to your hand at a moment's notice. Okay, next super chat, we've got Zarather. Thank you very much for your super chat. Long time no see. Couldn't make it to the live streams, but I've been watching the VODs. Here's some coins for the expanded soundboard. Thank you very much, Zarather. We will donate the super chat to Christopher B says, the worst anthem ever. Common Cause. This better be the worst anthem ever. It's a white 2 generic enchantment. Non-artifact creatures get +2/+2 as long as they all share a color. Non-artifact creatures. I don't get it. As long... Oh, so hold on. If I'm a mono white deck and I only have white creatures in play, they'll all get +2/+2. Is that what it's trying to tell me? It's not that bad. It's +2/+2. Nothing wrong with that. But you have to go monocolor, which is awkward. So you basically have to be like mono white. I mean, I guess you could splash white in a red deck for only this card. Or I guess you could have other white cards in your mono Boros deck. But the creatures have to only be red. Oh, is it symmetrical? It's like all creatures in play? Yes, that's... Oh, God! Oh, no! What have they done? And what's even the point? If everyone's super, then no one is. Non-artifact creatures get +2/+2 as long as they all share a color. This makes no goddamn sense. I think it includes the opponent's creatures. I think you're right. I think you're 100% on the nose here. But your opponent has to have that color too. Okay, and if they do, everything has +2/+2. It's like meaningless. I guess in some world, maybe you can take advantage of having higher toughness than your opponent. I mean, I don't know. Hence the flavor text. Mercadia City troops are at their best when they have no enemy to fight. You're right. So it's like, I don't know, you have to be like white weenie control. Make sure your opponent has nothing on the battlefield. You're the only one who attacks around here. The only one. Okay, next super chat we got from Alpha Nerd. Natural Affinity, busted card. I think you're trolling, if I remember correctly. Natural Affinity. This is a green 2 generic instant. All lands become 2/2 creatures until end of turn. They still count as lands. Oh, actually, there's a little bit of combo potential, isn't there? I don't know how this combo's off, but I know that it is advantageous that all the lands are creatures until end of turn. You can tap them for lands. And also there is a world where if you get a creature enters the battlefield, you can untap all your creatures. There's like some shenanigans that you can work around with Natural Affinity. Your opponent's lands too. Oh, do I hear the word sweeper? Just make sure your lands are bigger than theirs, and then you blow them all up, or make your lands indestructible. I don't know. There's something to this card. There's something here. You're gonna get them. Somebody's gonna get got by the Natural Affinity. How else could this work? All lands become 2/2 creatures until end of turn. They still count as lands. You could play it on the opponent's turn. That might do something. Imagine somebody plays Anger of the Gods. And in response, Natural Affinity. Basically instant speed Armageddon. And then the player who played the Anger of the Gods is like, oh my god, what have I done? Can't go back now, though. You can't go back. Okay, next up, well, let's go with Corey. Misdirection is a fun card, absolutely. Huge fan of Misdirection. Huge fan of the original art, too. Okay, we have a blue 3 generic instant. You may remove a blue card in your hand from the game instead of paying Misdirection's mana cost. If there's one thing more I like about Misdirection, is actually the way they worded the original templating. Target spell with a single target targets another target instead. You follow me? Basically, if a spell targets one thing, you can go send it somewhere else. That's basically how Misdirection works. You fatal push me. No, you fatal push your own creature. But it's got to be one target. If it's multiple targets, this Misdirection sucks. And there is a problem with I played with Misdirection many times in my commander deck. I usually have nothing to target. Usually when people play like some ability that targets something, they're targeting like 10 things at once. And my Misdirection is just rotting my hand doing nothing. Yeah, so RIP for Misdirection, but absolutely one of my favorite cards. Also, you can misdirect counter spells to it. That's really a really weird interaction, but believe me, it's true. I'm not making that up. Pacers fan forever. Coastal Piracy. One of the OG ways to deal damage with creatures and draw cards. Blue, 2 generic enchantment. When a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, you draw a card, you get some value. This would be repeated millions of times in the form of Coastal Piracy, I think Thopter Spy Network. They tried to, like, power creep this card, and none of them still see play. So that's all I have to say about it. I don't know how you break this card. You probably have to make it 3 mana. Or 2 mana. We gotta make it cheaper. 4 mana is just like way too expensive here. Okay, next up. We did Bribery already. Bribery has been done. But JML with the Squallmonger. We haven't done the Squallmonger. Wow, they reprinted that like 10 years later. Green 3 generic for a 3/3 Monger. What the hell is a Monger? Doesn't look human, I guess. Okay. 2 mana. Squallmonger deals 1 damage to each creature with flying. And any player may play this ability. Any player? It's like the person with infinite mana is like, yes. Yes. Thank you for playing the Squallmonger. You have squandered all your lives here. Basically, you got it. One person better have infinite mana. The person who's activating this infinite times better have some backup plan where they accidentally shoot themselves. The one who mongs. Whatever a monger. I would never figure a monger would look like this. I figured it would look like Spirit Monger or something like that. Let me look up Spirit Monger. This is what a monger looks like to me. When I think monger. When I think monger, I think this thing. Not this. This looks too good. This creature is too beautiful to be a monger. As a green player, we enjoy. All right. Okay, next up, let's look at... We got Cody's Rock, someone who sells something like a fishmonger. Okay. They sell their goods and wares around here. Welcome, Varg. Okay, next up, let's look at Ryan's a Magistrate Scepter. Magistrate Scepter is a 3 generic artifact. Pay 4, tap. Put a charge counter on Magistrate Scepter. Also tap, remove 3 charge counters from Magistrate Scepter. Take another turn after this one. That's absolutely insane. Wow, they have, and that is on a colorless artifact. So what it comes down to is you have to sink more than 12. 15 mana for 1 extra turn. I guess you could do 7 mana Proliferate. That sounds like this looks like a card a commander player might want to play. Looks very commander-like. It's like, I'm not sinking 15 mana into this. I will pay the 7, and I will double the counters. And I will take as many turns as I please from this damn thing. Yeah, Proliferate. Is that why Proliferate is broken? It just turns like cards like this into bombs? It's a $4 card, so it's not completely ignored by the entire commander community. You can put charge counters on it, but oh, this is charge counters. Oh yeah. No, there's millions of cards that move charge counters. This card might be busted. You do need the charge counter synergy though. Charge counter, it's over. Okay, let's go with King Ginger's Black Market. Black Market is a black 3 generic enchantment. Whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, put another charge counter on Black Market at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. Add a black to your mana pool for each charge counter on Black Market. This could go crazy. What are some of those charge counter cards? There is this, like, I think it's a 2 mana 1/1 or something, and you can sack it and put 2 charge counters on a creature. There's a 1 mana node that you just tap and put a charge counter from it onto a permanent. You like move the charge counters around. You charge things up. Yeah, that's their form of electricity back then. Okay, next up we've got Rodich Payne, thank you so much for your super chat. Black market is one of... Oh, no. You got sniped, Rodich. All right, if you have another card, just let me know. Poor Rodich. It's like their first super chat on the show and it gets sniped immediately. How dare you, King Ginger? How dare you? You sniped. Rodich. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at... if you give me another card, Rodich, I'll keep an eye out for you. But until then, we'll donate your super chat to... Stranger Candy. I claim Pretender's Claim. We got a black 1 generic enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature becomes blocked, tap all lands defending player controls. Like, why would they even care about this? It's like completely pointless. Whenever enchanted creature, I'm blocking. What do I need my mana so badly for? Okay, Rodich came back for rule number 2. How a good old Brainstorm. Now, not really a card that... How do I find the original? Look at these brainstorms. There's a million brainstorms. There's this brainstorm. Ugh, I don't really like this brainstorm. Where's the mask? I'm close. There we go. I found it. We got a blue instant. Draw 3 cards. Then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. It doesn't look like it, but it's basically Ancestral Recall. It's basically Ancestral Recall. You do need to have fetch lands. If you have no means of shuffling your library, the card is okay, but not busted. If you can shuffle your library, then you can shuffle away all the garbage cards that you just put back on top of your library. True story. I actually thought that the way you used Brainstorm was to fetch first to thin the deck so you could, like, draw deeper into the cards that you wanted. Yeah, true story. Boy, did I look stupid back then. I can only imagine, and no one corrected me for the longest time. No one corrected. They just let me do what I was doing. Maybe they also thought I was making the right play. Just looking back on my bad plays around here. Okay, we got Rodolfo with the Gush. Gush. 5 mana. However, the alternate casting cost is return 2 islands you control to their owner's hands instead of paying Gush's mana cost. Draw 2 cards. And by the way, if you have, like, no land drop to play, it's, like, not even a big deal at all. You, like, float 2 blue, play Gush, replay a land, tap it. Now you got 3 mana. Like, I don't think it was broken immediately. It was, like, just a playable card back then. But as time went on, this definitely got more and more broken. This card was just absolutely insane. You know what? Maybe they didn't fix power creep. You know, looking back on it as time went on, like, the cards just got better. There's a lot of these cards aged insanely well. Such a bad card now? No, this is such a... this is an insane card. Look, do you want to see the legality of this card? Banned in Legacy. Banned in Pauper. Restricted in Vintage. Perfectly legal in Commander, though. Because you people are sickos. Do you realize you're playing Vintage Magic at a casual level? Do you realize that? It's completely unbelievable. If you like it like that, you people just love to go off. Turn 2. Because that's how you get your jollies. I don't think they've reprinted Brainstorm enough. No, they haven't, have they? Okay, next of the highest super chats, we got Dancing Odie. Thank you very much. I'm here live again. Here's that money you needed for that ointment. Thank you very much. Who's to say I needed ointment? People lost your mind? Okay, next up, okay, so we're going to donate that super chat to Teamer, the Wall of Distortion. This is card ain't good. This is a black 2 generic. It's a 1/3 wall. It's got power, people. It's got... I can't tell who's more scared. Is this person scared or is the wall scared? It looks like the wall is like, ugh, human being. Okay, black 2 generic. Tap. Target player discards a card from their hand. Play this ability only if you can play as a sorcery. It's one of those pathetic cards. But you know where you can get all these pathetic cards? Fusion Gaming Online. That's right, baby. You can get your Lost Caverns of Ixalan cards. You can also get Murders at Karlov Manor. And you can also get the Deal of the Week, which this week is, say, 15% off all Mirrodin block singles. Man, if I knew that, we probably could have done the Mirrodin block instead. Would have tied in perfectly. I didn't think about that, but I now know for the future. And don't forget that when you are buying your Mirrodin singles, don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. You can play Pauper with all these, oh no, not all these busted cards. Some of them are absolutely banned. You can relive Mercadian Masques days because a lot of those commons are still strong and kicking. When you're running the deck with Mana Traders, you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below. Save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_ZWX. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I said it was I lied. It was like 5 seconds. I forgot my drink. Damn it. What's a coffee show without your coffee? I lied twice. It was tea. Okay, next up, what are we looking at? We're gonna look at... We did Ivory Mask already. Sorry, your little Ted just shooting blanks around here. Shooting a lot of blanks. Time for a drink from that Chalice of the Void. Yeah, we could all use a drink from a Chalice of the Void, especially if you play decks with only 1 or something mana. Vitor Del Silva with a high market. Does anyone want life gain? More like 1 life completely? We have high market. Tap and a colorless mana. Or you could sacrifice a whole creature for 1 life. Can you feel that? Do you feel the 1 life? You sacked your creature for that damn thing. If it can't be had here, it can't be had on any world. Okay. Sounds disturbing. Okay, next up, we've got Alphaner. Oh, no, hold on. Sorry. I gotta do this in order of big super chats, and then we get to the order of smaller super chats. Chaos Gaming! I get to watch the show live! I made a Nikachu bingo, and I'm gonna see if I can fill up my card. You know what? It's funny you say that, because I'm thinking that we should bring bingo onto this show as well. Especially for custom card shows. Cannot read text. Has 3 abilities. We're gonna bring bingo to the show. I think that would make spice things up a little bit. Okay, Jess, we're gonna donate that last super chat to Jess with soothsaying. Oh yeah, isn't this like... What's it remind me of? Hey, it's a blue enchantment. You can pay blue 3 generic to shuffle your library. That's not the exciting part. The exciting part is you can pay X to look at the top X cards of your library. You put them back in any order. Like anything at all. What does this for a blue? Like maybe nothing? Like for 1 mana, it's like, I guess it's Perpetual Ponder, but without the draw. I think. Yeah, Nika Bingo. Bingo for AI. Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah, I like what you're thinking, Teamer. I like what you're thinking. Top, it reminds me. That's what it reminds me of Sensei's Divining Top. Except X is, instead of paying 1 mana, look at the top 3 cards, I am paying X. To look for my X. That's what I'm doing with the soothsaying. Sounds a bit wrong. Don't tell me why for that. Okay, next super chat, we've got Dancing Odie. You know, that ointment you told me you needed for that rash? Oh yeah, that rash, exactly. I was supposed to reveal that on stream, Dancing Odie. It's supposed to be private between you and me. I've had a lot of rashes. Okay, we'll give the super chat to... Who hasn't got a card yet? Remember, if you haven't got your card, you can keep spitting out cards. Now, we've done Ancestral Mask already. It also helps if you're here early. It also helps if you give me a random card, because that probably no one randomly said that one yet. Okay, we'll go with Toads' Wave of Reckoning. The Wave. It's the Reckoning Wave. It's a white 4 generic sorcery. Each creature deals to itself damage equal to its power. Unbelievable. With great power comes great responsibility. You may self-destruct in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, kaboom. Make sure your power is less, or your toughness is greater than your power. We're gonna see who's the real tough guy around here with the Wave of Reckoning. So what is this supposed to mean, the Wave of Reckoning? Like you can't float or something? You got more... I don't know, sword than butt. Anyway, okay, next up. Lord Trevor. Bog Witch is a disposable dark ritual. This cycle didn't age very well. This was a crappy cycle. 3 mana for a 1/1 that can make dark rituals. Pay a black, tap, discard a card from your hand to add 3 black mana to your mana pool. And this is a spell shaper. The F is a spell shaper. Isn't that just a wizard? Oh, I mean, it's literally called a witch. Can we not call it, like, what do they call other witches in this game? Hold on, let's look up a random witch. The accursed witch. It's a shaman. Or a warlock. But this was a spell shaper. Everything in this game is a spell shaper. We shape spells. We literally are spell slingers around here. Toad says, revealing to us that I dated a big brew witch once. You don't say. Point and click says mongers. I have a feeling you're behind the chat. We also did Ancestral Mask. Oh no, maybe we didn't do Ancestral Mask. Oh, let's go with Ancestral Mask from John. This is that weird card. Like what? It gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment in play. Enchant Creature for a green 2 generic. Enchant Creature gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment in play. This was like the original Bogle card. This was like the enchantment to like buff up your creature. Like you had your, I can't remember all the enchantments back then that you would want to play. I mean, it might have something that regenerated creatures. You might have something on a land to ramp you up. You might have, I don't know, but eventually you end up with Ancestral Mask. You might only have Ancestral Mask. You just chain them with other Ancestral Masks. Is that the Mask of Mercadia? I have no idea. Let's read the flavor test. The masks, like the ancient trees, they're grown from, lend strength to the dryads. Means nothing to me. Okay, next up, we've got Alpha Nerd Super Chat with Collective Unconscious, Saladin Commander. Got a lot of solid cards in this set. Green, 4 generic, sorcery. Draw a card for each creature you control. That is insane value. 6 mana, basically like refill your hand. Unbelievable. What happened at the tourney? Day 1, I got screwed. Day 2, I went undefeated and destroyed everybody. Then I made top 8, then I got screwed. That's the long story short of it all. They've reprinted this so many times. I bet if they didn't reprint this card, they've reprinted it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they've also put in starter commander decks now. That's how good this thing is. This is the definition of a commander card. You just get a bunch of creatures out, and instead of applying more pressure, you just draw more cards, because that's how it is. Okay, next up, let's go with Chenfred's Bifurcate. I don't even know what that means. I don't even remember this card. Did I even ever own this thing? I had a huge box of Mercadian Masques bulk. I don't remember this card. We have a green 3 generic sorcery. Search your library for a copy of target creature card in play and put that card into play. Then shuffle your library. This card is stone. Oh no, is it stone useless? Can anyone play this in Commander? I mean, effectively, in some way, you can then search your library for target card in play. It's not your own card. Non-token creature. They specified non-token creature. Because of course you can't look in your deck for tokens. The only way you can make this playable is if somebody like plays a bomb creature. You can then bifurcate it and then get your own bomb creature into play. Like that's the only way this is working. Bifurcate means to split in two. Well, that's not how the card works at all. The card is literally just cloning the damn thing. Okay. Travis Snively with glowing anemone. I don't even know what an anemone? Anemone? Okay, we have a blue 3 generic 1/3 beast. That's a beast, you say? That looks like a net attached to somebody's wig. That actually looks like a wig that got caught in a fisherman's net. When glowing anemone comes into play, you may return target land to its owner's hand. May return target land. That's not bad. Oh, and it's 4 mana, though. Ugh. 4 mana just to bounce a land back to somebody's hand.
No, God, please, no.
That being said, whoever's land you bounce, they're probably not going to be very happy about it. You will send them straight into not happy zone. Okay, we got the Emperor. The Emperor Tromidlov with Squeeze? At first I thought you meant squee, but no, you actually mean squeeze. It's a blue 3 generic enchantment. Sorcery spells cost 3 more to play. You've got to be kidding me. Is this a stacks piece? Do they play this card? It's only the sorceries, though. Squeeze is a good band. Not familiar. So you'd prefer bifurcate have been used for the likes of Saw and Hap? Exactly. You got it, Christopher B. You got it. That makes a whole lot more sense to me. Yeah, so anyway, squeeze. Just squeeze those sorcery spell players. They'll feel the squeeze. It's a great line to say. Do you feel the squeeze? Hello, Steve Cooper. Welcome. I'm old, you're not, Nikachu. Well, I don't know exactly how old you are. I know how old I am. I'm old enough I'm probably going to start dyeing my hair. It'll look weird looking at all my old videos, though. Cardboard box with charisma. Excellent avatar, excellent choice of name. Blue, 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 enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to a creature, sorry. You control that creature as long as charisma is in play. That's insane! That's absolutely, you can play a pinging thing and steal everything. It's a $6.50 card. I'm sure there's a little bit of work around, like a build around that you have to do around this thing, but yeah, if you deal damage to something and then live to tell the tale, it's now yours. An enchanted creature deals damage to a creature. So you gotta like put charisma. I guess it's like, if they kill the creature, then I mean, you're very, very unhappy. You lost the creature and you lose the charisma. You gotta use their charisma. Charisma to lure everyone on our side. Ping with charisma. Exactly. That's the whole idea, Mark. That's the whole idea. Okay, next we got Pacers Fan Forever with Vernal Equinox. The Vernal one. Vernal Equinox is a green 3 generic enchantment. Any player may play a creature and enchantment spells anytime he or she could play an instant. Basically, giving them flash. Any player may cast creature and enchantment spells as though they had flash. Not gonna be very useful for you the turn that you have it in play, and you're just basically gonna help everybody else at the same time. Does this have any real purpose? You're gonna be tapped out. You can't even use this damn thing. And then everyone else is like, oh, thank you very much. Now, we all have flash. In a way, it also takes away power from the players with counter spells. When everyone has flash, everyone is at the same speed. When everyone has flash, nobody has flash. In some sense. Okay, next super chat we've got from Kiosk Gaming with Unmask. Unmask has absolutely already been done. Or if that's already been dead, Wishmonger. More mongers. It's a goddamn monger cycle around here. It's a white 3 generic 3/3 monger. We have 2 mana. Target creature gains protection from the color of its controller's choice until end of turn. Any player may play this ability. Target creature gains protection from the color of its controller's choice. How does this help you? This is gonna help your opponents like way more than it's gonna be helping you around here. But look, everyone, I come to protect myself from creatures. No. I also can gain protection from your creatures. This is not gonna work out the way you wanted it to. It's an absolute garbage card. At 32 cents. For anyone that needs to complete the set of Mercadian Masques or complete the Monger cycle. Mercadia is a massive marketplace in Theater City. Oh, they like their theater, do they? They like their entertainment. They like to pirate, trade, and entertain each other. We got Chaos Fellow with Afterlife. Was Masks. That's actually weird. It's actually a Mirage card reprinted in Masques. That's an odd one. Okay, we have a white 2 generic instant. We destroy target creature. White removal here. Whoops, where am I going? It can't be regenerated. Its controller puts a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying into play. I'm trying to think like what's similar to that. I don't think anything is similar to that. It's a completely unique card. Okay, next up, we've got Varg. Just enjoying the show, so donation for chat. Thank you so much, Varg. I really appreciate it. Okay, Varg. Who's going to get your super chat? It's going to be West Coast Games with Stack Piece Energy Flux. Oh, I've heard of that one. That energy do be in flux. It is... That is also a massive reprint all the way to Masques block. Blue 2 generic enchantment. All artifacts gain at the beginning of your upkeep. Sacrifice this artifact unless you pay 2. Now, this is a quite a funny card. Because they probably reprinted this for the goddamn Urza's block where they just pumped out artifacts like crazy, completely unhinged with no hate pieces. Wizards has never made an artifact set properly before, ever. It's never happened. Every artifact set is broken somehow. When Urza's block, Mirrodin block, I think Kaladesh was broken too in some way. It's just stop making 0-mana artifacts. Artifacts should just cost something, for crying out loud. The benefit of artifacts is they're just colorless. They don't have to be cheap at the same time. How do you like those treasures now? Yeah, how are you going to pay for them treasures now? You got to pay up around here. Holy Mega Masquerades, Batman. I caught you live. Welcome, Magnum. Okay, we got Gabriel Ingham. Afterlife is similar to Pongify in a way. Oh, you know what it reminds me of now? Beast Within. That's because they're both 3 mana. But instead of getting a 3/3 beast, you get a 1/1 flyer. Yeah, so I was thinking, you're close. So, I mean, it is like Pongify. That was for 1 mana. Beast Within was more like 3 mana. So it's like a little bit between Beast Within and Pongify all in one. Great call, great call. Christopher B's Undertaker. There's a black 1 generic 1/1 human Spell Shaper. Hold on, we need the... It's just a Spell Shaper. Black tap, discard a card from your hand to return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's it. That's what you get. The Emperor! Moment of silence. Not to be confused with actually silence. It's a white instant. Target player skips their combat phase this turn. So no attack. No attacksies. Also, like, I guess it means, like, no beginning of combat triggers. Yeah, they skip the whole phase. You don't get a beginning of combat step, no attack step, no blocker step, and especially no damage step. You don't get anything around here. We did both of those, TW. We did both of those. Food Chain and the Dust Bowl. Huge fan of Dust Bowl at the very least. Why is Karn pantless? You know what? This is a question for Gavin Verhey, maybe Mark Rosewater. I can't answer it. You know, I can answer a lot of questions. I can't answer the really tough ones, though. Those are for the people who designed this game. Okay, we got, next up we got Crumbling Sanctuary. Crumbling Sanctuary. Oh, wasn't this, like, crap? 5 mana artifact. Like, this was in my bulk bin. That's how I'm judging if anything was good or not. For each 1 damage that would be dealt to a player, that player removes the top card of their library from the game instead. Really? So basically, for 5 mana, your life total is now your library. I guess for 5 mana, it gains you like 40-ish life, 45-ish life, or something to that effect. Something to that effect, I think. Okay, next, we will take a look at the super chat of Ma'am Faxo. Donation to remind you of how handsome you are. Thank you so much, Ma'am Faxo. I'm about to look even more handsome soon. I like to think I'm aging backwards. I'm doing my best anyhow. You own this one. I sent it to you. Foster. What does that mean? Oh yeah, it's you. You sent me a foster. That's right. The damn Wumpus. Poor Wumpus over here. It's a green 2 generic enchantment. Whenever a creature you control is put into a graveyard, you can pay 1. If you do, reveal cards on the top of your library. Until you reveal a creature card, put that card into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So I got, but isn't that useless? Reveal cards on the top of your library until, oh no, it's just a creature card. Okay, I thought it was like, you reveal cards on the top of your library until you find the same card, which is terrible in Commander. No, so okay, if a creature dies, you pay 1, you go look for another creature card. Great for the player who hates their creatures getting slapped around here. Zarathur is like, so we're playing Mill now in terms of Crumbling Sanctuary. I have no idea if Sanctuary saw. I think it saw a little bit of play actually in like those Tinker decks because like it was easy to ramp out and you basically turn your life total from like 20 to 40. So actually you did see play at the time. Okay, next up. You like Benjamin Button? I have no idea who that is. Toilet Duck. Have we looked at Thieves Auction? Oh god. We have not. Thieves Auction is a big pile of words. For 7 mana, it's a sorcery. Set aside all permanents. You choose one of those cards, and you put it into play tapped under your control. Then your opponent chooses one and puts it into play tapped under their control. Repeat the process until all cards set aside this way have been chosen. It's like choosing teams. You shuffle up all the players and you start choosing teams, except it works with permanents. How does it work? Like, does anyone choose the lands? Is there any, like, strategy? Okay, I'll take this land. Eventually, nobody has lands and everyone has just permanents. You can't do anything to each other. You can't cast anything anymore. That card doubles the length of a game. Does it? I mean, I guess. If there's a lot of permanents, you just choose. Oh, yeah, you know what? There should be, like, a timer. You can't spend more than 5 seconds choosing something. If you do, you get nothing. We move on to the next person. That's how it's going to work around here. Michael Ing. Hello, Nikachu and the Coffee Crew. Welcome, Michael. Okay, we got Ree's Puppet's Verdict. Puppets. Didn't know a puppet can make a verdict. I don't even remember this card. 3 mana instant. You flip a coin around here. If you win the flip, destroy all creatures with power 2 or less. If you lose the flip, destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. Okay? So somebody's going to be... you can't even... I don't know if you can win with this thing. It's like, it's such a jank card. I'm going to leave it to fate. This is like the two-face coin. Except somebody is definitely going to die. It's just going to be one or the other, that's all. Okay, we got Emperor. Emperor's back with Bargaining Table. One of my favorite terrible card draw. Bargaining Table is a 5 mana artifact. Pay X, tap, draw a card. X is the number of cards in an opponent's hand. Oh god. So like basically if your opponent has 7 cards in hand, you gotta sink 7 mana into this thing? Bizarre. Okay, who hasn't... Anyone not got a card yet? Welcome, Samurott. I don't know if Jess got Thunderclap. You want to Thunderclap someone? Oh, we did Thunderclap already. The Clap Cheeks. Okay, we got Wusty with Squee Goblin Nabob. Okay, TW, what's your card then? You give me cards. We're going to look. We have a red 2 generic. This is no home. We want the original. The original Squee Goblin Nabob. Probably only 3 feet tall. Very long wardrobe. Or maybe a spell was cast on Squee that Squee shrunk. It's a red 2 generic 1/1 Goblin Legend. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Squee Goblin Nabob is in your graveyard, you may return Squee to your hand. Did see play. I don't know how much play it saw. It was like a weird combo with Masticore, which required you to discard a card every single turn. You sent me $2. Okay, we're gonna get around to the $2. Okay, you want one? I'll look for your $2 card. Okay, Haunted Crossroads. Haunted Crossroads is a black 2 generic enchantment. You also pay a black to put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Target creature card from your graveyard on... How do you benefit greatly from this? I guess it's okay. It's like almost like returning a creature back to your hand. It's just delayed by a turn, that's all. Squeeze vintage. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Squeeze busted. Yeah, it's playable. It's not even playable. It is played in the Bazaar of Baghdad decks. Yeah. Specifically the Madness decks. Or the Vengevine decks. We done Unmask. We did Dust Bowl. I'll tell you what we haven't done, though. We haven't done... Hold on. Haunted Crossroads is completely busted with Vevictus as Maddie the Dyer. Okay, anyone could look that up to see that amazing combo. But I will not. Okay, Steven. Customs Depot. Oh, it's literally customs. What are you bringing with you today? Is it a value under $300? Are you bringing any firearms? Have you visited a farm lately? Has anyone gone through customs before? Okay, it's a blue 1 generic enchantment. Whenever you play a creature spell, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card. Then discard a card from your hand. I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but in the past, I used to get grilled by customs. Where do you go? How do you know those people? Tell me more about them. What do you do? What do you do for work? Were you studying? What are you studying? Now they don't care. They're just like, all right, move along. Hello, thank you, goodbye. And now we have like terminals. Let's go straight through that customs depot. Okay, next up we have a super chats. We have from Pacers Fanfare. We have larceny. You're gonna larcen, you tell me. Larcen, you say. It's a black 3 generic enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card from their hand. I think it's sort of Pope. Like, there's a point where like they don't have any cards left in their hand. Yeah, whenever I would cross the border into Canada, they would grill me for like 20-30 minutes. I can't tell if it's like I have a theory. Let's get back to the customs depot. I have like a theory. I mean, I know they're like logging every single time I come in and out of the country. So it's possible that I have just this gigantic history. They're like, okay, this guy's got to be okay. Whereas like maybe if you're not so new, they'll like just grill you like crazy. So you got to make sure they're letting in the right people. You're not gonna try to live in Canada, are you? I'm actually really surprised if our border security is more hardcore than American border security. It's your beard, bro. Oh, don't worry. It's gonna go soon. Remember, on my trip, I didn't want to bring my shaver or my shaving cream because TSA will steal it. I know. I hate it when they steal my stuff. TSA. They love to steal your stuff. They take it. They're like, I could use a new tube of toothpaste. Sorry, but this tube of toothpaste is above and beyond what we regulate around here. It is mine now. Van Fam with Colossal Dreadmaw. That is not from the set. Very, very, very far from it. Waking Dead with the credit voucher. Okay, 2-mana artifact. Pay 2, tap. Sacrifice credit voucher. I actually got a voucher, from Air Canada. My flight was 4 hours late. They boarded us, tried to leave, and sent us back, and then told us to get off the plane. And I got a $15 food voucher from it. Okay, sacrifice credit voucher. Shuffle any number of cards from your hand into your library, then draw that many cards. This is like a really bizarre, like, I don't know, Ponder or something. You have to sacrifice the card. This is only a one-time shot ability. Unbelievable. Jess says, I'd sue them if they took my toothpaste. Well, if you want to pay the lawyer fees, yeah, sure, you can go try to do that. Frankly, you're not going to beat the government. This doesn't sound like a winning proposition around here. Okay, why is Power Matrix somewhat expensive? I'll tell you why. Actually, I won't. It's a 4-mana artifact. Tap. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains flying, first strike, trample, and end of turn. Okay, now I know. It's because it's jank as hell. Some mono green player is like, well, why am I putting flying cards, first strike, trample cards in the deck when we just have Power Matrix. It just does it all by myself. It just does it all by itself. Absolute by itself. Okay, moving on. Okay, it's time for... It's Super Chat Central now. But you just keep giving cards because you never know when someone donates. We got Kieran Negotiations. Thought this was Karen Negotiations. I'd like to speak to your manager, and I would absolutely like better service. Where I want Ms. Burger done properly. Okay, Karen Negotiations. It is a red 2 generic enchantment. Tap an untap creature you control. Karen Negotiations deals 1 damage to target player. It might as well be Karen Negotiations. They are spitting insults to the employees. That is the damage of the Karen. And they'll be there all day just sucking your energy dry. Anyway, yeah, that's how it works around here. This is not too bad. Tap and untap create. This is great for a token player. So you, like, you don't even need to attack with this thing. Everything turns into a machine gun, essentially. I wasn't there during Mercadia, so I'm learning things. All right, learn, Majra. Learn with us all. I was there, and I don't even remember half these cards. It's just been too long. It's been, like, what, 2 years? 20 years? Actually, longer than that. It's been since 2000. This is, like, came out in 1990, 25 years ago. Okay, next super chat we got from Pacers Fam Forever. The noble purpose, noblest of all purposes. This is a white 3 generic enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, you gain that much life. So basically, just gives everything life gain. I actually could see this as a very popular card. Why put life gain cards in your deck when anything can be life gain? That's the noble purpose around here. We getting a Valentine's Day show? When is Valentine's? The 14th? Oh, I gotta remember that. My grandmother's birthday's on the 14th. Yeah, of course. Oh, is that Valentine's Day? We're definitely getting a show on Valentine's Day. Oh, that's on, like... It's gonna be one of those custom shows. Custom AI or custom cards. I don't know what's coming up this week. I'll take a look. Romantic Solid. That is username I don't know if I know. I don't know if I want to know the background to. Gerard's Irregulars. Cheapest card in the set. I wouldn't say it's 22 cents. I think there's probably worse. It's a red 4 generic 4/2 soldier. It's got trample and haste. I have no comment on this thing. Alpha Nerd. Tectonic break when you no longer want friends. Or if you need a break from your friends, you got what I'm saying? Need a break? Okay, we got a red X sorcery. Each player sacrifices X lands. Oh god. That's right. Armageddon, not legal. Tectonic break, perfectly fine. No problem over here, that's for sure. Funny card. Okay, we got King Ginger's False Demise. What is the Commander Rules Committee, like, reason that Armageddon... Hold on, no, Armageddon is legal, isn't it? Hold on, I can't remember. Armageddon. Can't remember. This is a legal card or a ban? No, it's a perfectly legal card. It's like, land destruction. Considered very bad. Armageddon. Totally fine. Which it is. Land destruction is just part of the game. You gotta learn to live with it. False Demise is... Oh, wait, you're, they're, like, pretending to be dead. But really, it's a merfolk. You see those blue men in Mercadia? They're actually all merfolk. It is a blue 2 generic enchant creature. Enchanted creature, when an enchanted creature is put into a graveyard, return that creature to play under your control. Armageddon's perfectly legal, but we get hated out of most Commander games. Yeah, that's one. Reminds me of Monopoly, where I will absolutely rip people off if I have intentions of only playing with them once. Although I don't play with Armageddon, but I imagine that's how you could play Armageddon. If you, oh, I'm only going to play with this playgroup once and never again. Armageddon, okay, goodbye. I'm going to go back to my city, or state, or country, or planet. I don't know how you use this card properly. Next super chat coming from Emperor. Thank you very much. Last 3, Embargo, Crackdown, Cowardice. There we go, Embargo. Embargo it is. Embargo is a blue 3 generic enchantment. Non-land permanents don't untap during their controller's untap steps. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life. What? So at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose... That's awful! Non-land permanents don't... during their controllers... That's everybody! God, I don't... What part is good about this card? Non-land permanents. You screw your own stuff, though. It's better if you, like, screw somebody else's. Okay, this was a big super chat. I'll give you another card here. You want Crackdown? I give you Crackdown. Crackdown! It's a white 2 generic enchantment. Non-white creatures with power 3 or greater don't untap during their controller's untap steps. Oh! It is like Meek Stone, right? This is like Meek Stone, right? And on top of that... wrong order. I had 2 before that. Don't worry, I'll get to it. I'm trying to prioritize anything that's a big super chat. So don't worry, we'll get to your super chats. It's not going to be end here. I think this is the white Meek Stone. It's quite useful. Actually looks perfectly good. Looks like a great card. Okay, next super chat coming from... it is Emperor, of course. The Richmond Pawn Shop. What are you pawning in Rishida? It's a 2-mana artifact. Pay 2, tap, shuffle target card in play you control into its owner's library. Shouldn't it be something like... You can, like, bargain with other players, like, in exchange for... I don't know, a permanent they control, you can give them a land. I have no idea how this would work. It's like, pay 2, tap, negotiate with a player. You may exchange permanents for X permanents or some crap like that. But you have to get more permanents than they do. Gosh, these cards would be miserable to play against. Well, back then, they were just miserably poor, and they didn't see any play at all. In addition to playing land destruction spell, you must sacrifice a friend. Some friends must be sacrificed. For the greater of, for the greater, what's it called? The greater win. Okay, Steve Cooper, donation for chat. So just in case you guys thought that there was no chance your cards would be shown, there's a chance, thanks to Steve Cooper. All right, I don't think Van Fam got a card. Crackdown! Ah, crap, we did look at this card. That was super chat before. Okay, who else? Somebody else. Someone else got a card. Samrat the Raccoon. Armistice. We'll go with Armistice. This is a white 2 generic enchantment. Pay 5 mana. You draw a card and target opponent gains 3 life. Oh god, that is just... It's like some new form of absolute pathetic.
No, God, please, no.
Card draw back then was rough for white. You have to pay 5 mana for a singular card. And you had to buff up somebody, pad someone's life total up. Oh, toilet duck on the Karen card. So that Kyren goblins are basically really ugly Karens. You said it, not me. I didn't say anything. And this said it brainstorm. It did have brainstorm. Okay, next super chat we got from Emperor. I think we did conspiracy. Did we do conspiracy? Oh, I guess we didn't do conspiracy. Conspiracy is actually quite a sick card. 5 mana. Comes into play, you choose a creature type. Creature cards you own that aren't in play, creature spells you control, and creatures you control are the chosen type. It is a conspiracy. Emperor also with Cornered Market. Emperor likes this set. I can tell. It's a white 2 generic. Oh, I started the show with this set. All right, we did this one. So we're going to donate this one to... did we do Waterfront Bouncer? Says Skitherialt. No, it's hard to pronounce your name. Does everyone know that this is a Merfolk Spell Shaper? They errated at this big blue Mr. Clean with no fins, but big and blue is actually a Merfolk. It's a 2-mana 1/1. Pay blue, tap. Discard a card from your hand to return target creature to its owner's hand. To get back, go back to where you came from. Back to hand. And don't you come back. If you come back, we'll bounce you again. You've had too much to drink. Get out of here. Go home. Yeah, it looks like anything but a merfolk, to be honest. It doesn't look like anything. You know, I feel bad for Bryce here. I don't know if Bryce got a card at all today. Saprazen Leggett. The hell is this damn thing? Blue 3 generic 1/3 flying soldier. If an opponent controls a mountain and you control an island, you can play this without paying its mana cost. God, that is absolute garbage. To the trash. Send it to the can't remember the AI term for garbage. Okay, we got King Ginger with Monkey Cage. Now, Monkey Cage, it got monkeys. It's a 5-mana artifact. Whenever Monkey Cage comes into play, sacrifice Monkey Cage and put into play... Sorry, when a creature comes into play, sack Monkey Cage and put into play a number of 2/2 green ape creature tokens equal to that creature's converted mana cost. Interesting card, especially as a control player. Or you can trigger it yourself, or you can trigger it from your opponent. It does work. It does work one way or another. The Urank, that's right. Send this crap to the Urank. Looks like it came from the goddamn Urank. Urank itself. This is perfect against mono red. It doesn't even have pro red. I don't think it's that good at all. In fact, I think it's just stone cold trash. Okay. King Ginger with Hickory Woodlots. Thank you very much. Depletion counters. Hickory Hickory Woodlot is a land. It comes into play tap with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from Hickory Woodlot. Add double green. I think that's a pretty sick ability. To your mana pool, if there are no depletion counters on it, you have to sacrifice it. Great cycle, actually. A lot of those cards saw play. Would be interesting if they brought them into Modern, because it's like a soul land that you only get like a few times and then that's it. Man, Faxo asking the big questions around here. The hell is the stream about? Show your brother's feet. Well, there's no, my brother's not even here. Okay, so that, we're giving that one away. Okay, I still think Van Fam didn't get a card. Del Rach. Got Del Rach here. We got a black 6 generic 6/6 horror. Okay. We didn't look at this one. Looks like, ugh, this is disgusting. Some sort of alien thing going on over here. Trample. You may sacrifice 3 black creatures instead of paying Del Rach's mana cost. That's right. You gotta feed the stomach. When the Del Rach says that they're hungry, you can feed the stomach directly. There are so many good cards in the set. I don't know about this one. This is quite expensive. Sacrifice 3 black creatures instead of... I guess it's a weird sack outlet in some way. Yeah, it's funny. Today you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone. I don't think I've rated anything today. Hardly any cards. You could rate them yourself. Okay, Seismic Mage and a lot of land hate in Mercadia. Is that the spell shaping land destroyer? It's like it's Stone Rain, right? It's a red 3 generic for a 1/1. It's also a spell shaper, and for 3 mana, you discard a card from your hand to destroy target land. Don't worry, it's nothing personal. I'm a landscaper around here. The landscaper. For all we know, it may not even have a stomach. That's true. The anatomy of that thing could be completely backwards. Okay, next up, we've got Alpha Nerd's Assembly Hall. This is a 5-mana artifact. Oh, it looks like something from Alice in Wonderland. We got the Cheshire Cat here in the clouds. We're up there lingering above that home. Pay 4, tap, reveal a creature card in your hand. Search your library for a copy of that card. And put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. What is this worth? It's worth 34 cents and probably is worth too much. In the world of Commander, this is stone cold, absolute suspicious crap. That will never see. Is it even possible? Reveal a card in your hand, search your library for a copy of that card. Yeah, never. Oh no, it's gotta be a creature card. Nope, useless. God, this sucks. Exactly. We did Squee Goblin Nabob. We did do Squee Goblin Nabob. Okay, King Ginger. Credit voucher. Just want to use that sound effect because I don't have a lot of good opportunities for it, and I like it a lot. Oh, we did credit voucher, which means we are going to donate this super chat to... Okay, Mark has a little something to say. Spell shapers get their names because they mimic iconic spells. Oh, you don't say! You don't say. Okay, Brian. I don't think Brian got a card today. We got Rat Colony. I don't think we did Rat Colony yet today. Did not come from Masques, though. Disqualified. Nikachu, do you play Hearthstone at all, or just MTG? I played Hearthstone a little bit like 10 years ago. It's just something I played when I was sick. It's like, this is a nice change of pace. Okay, we'll give it to Jonathan V's, the Tower of Magistrates. Your Majesty. I don't know if that's the same thing. Magistrate, Majesty. Land, to tap. Add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Pay 1, tap. Target creature gains protection from artifacts until end of turn. You never know when you need protection from artifacts. Protection from Walking Ballista. Protection from... What do we get protection from these days? What's an artifact that's really dangerous these days? I can't remember. Sign to Draco. For the modern players out there. Okay, we got Alpha Nerd. Magistrate's Veto. I'm starting to think this Magistrate thing is not the same as Majesty. It is a red 2 generic enchantment. White creatures and blue creatures can't block. Well, you know what? It's funny because usually when you're a red deck, they can't block anyway. Like, the red decks are so fast, they get completely underneath the white and blue players. Like, it's just a completely nonsensical card. All right, you can't block. I'm super fast. Well, now you definitely can't block. I think this card sucks. Yeah, take that, Azorius Control. Sending a message to Azorius Control. You are not blocking me. Never. All right, next up, we got Wasti. Wasti Super Chat with the Hunted Wumpus, because the name is a little bit funny. You don't say. I do think Wumpus is a very funny, weird name. This is a green 3 generic, 6/6. Also, the original picture is weird. Like, what the hell is this creature? It, like, sort of looks like a rhino, and then it looks like some sort of... I don't know, it's somebody's lawn as a head. If I can describe it like that. Anyway, Beast. When Hunted Wumpus comes into play, each other player may put a creature card from their hand onto the battlefield under their control. Oh my goodness, this is not going to work out the way you want it to work out. Pedgeman, hey Nikachu, just passing to say that you should make more faces for thumbnails on the live videos. I notice you sometimes use the same face 10 times in a row. I know. I do that on purpose. Maybe I'll have some slightly new ones. I have got 3 poses. We've got the surprised pose. We've got the disappointed pose. And then we got, like, the thinking pose. Anyway, everyone vote for... Okay, if you vote for more faces, I'll make more faces. If you don't... I'm trying to stick to what works. What gets you to pick up... What gets you to click on these damn videos? Designed by Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. Do you know what this looks like? This Wumpus looks like some sort of childhood picture that some artist, like... created into reality, you know what I mean? Want more faces? Alright, I'll look into the damn thing. I'm gonna have to wait for my next haircut, though. I'm not making more thumbnails until I get another haircut. Okay, Alpha Nerd. We got Leyline when you want to keep your... Like, the Leyline? The OG Leyline? It's called Leyline? Oh my god, it's Leylines before, like, Leyline existed. Never thought this thing even existed. Okay, green 3 generic enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. That sounds very underwhelming. Okay, King Ginger says, I'm donating to Toads. Oh, you are in a very, what's it called? Generous mood, King Ginger. MetaMan FNF. Oh, really? The coffee crew meeting in person. Okay, let's take a look at Toads. What do you got here? A raised eyebrow pose. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? We need a beard pose. I am not gonna have any beards. It's Ace Ventura coming out of a rhino. You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. If you look up like Ace Ventura, I can't remember. I think it's like, I can't remember if it's Jim Carrey or Ace Ventura. Like the finishing sentence, the completed sentence on YouTube is like Ace Ventura Rhino. It's probably like the greatest comedy scene of the Ventura series ever. Okay, Toads had Rishidan Footpad. Oh, I know this one. Rishidan Footpad. Blue 3 generic pirate. They had a pirate cycle back then. A 2/2. Comes into play. Each opponent sacrifices a permanent unless they pay 2. You don't pay the 2, you can sack a permanent. I tried to make a deck out of this. It sucked. It was so embarrassingly bad. It was just terrible. Ragnarok! Thank you very much for your super chat. Fun fact, the Wumpus comes from a really old game, and it's used as an example for behavior in some programming books. Now that was not the answer. That was some trivia I wasn't expecting today. Okay, did anyone not get a card? Did anyone not get a card? You never know. You never know when someone will super chat without a card. Come on, Vogue, strike a pose. Yeah, it's not too late to become a model. It's not too late for my male model career. Okay, Pedgeman said did not get a card. K. Cataran summons. Actually useful to get changelings that are part of combos. Gets a black sorcery. Search your library for a mercenary card. Reveal that card and put it to your hand. Then shuffle your library. It's only mercenary. Well, it's a tutor for mercenaries. All right, you got that. That is a very underwhelming tutor. But actually, there might be a bunch of mercenaries now in this game. I don't remember. I know mercenary was like this weird reverse rebel thing. Wow, no one named rebels yet. Or maybe the better rebels came in Nemesis and so on. All right, Alpha Nerd. What do you got for us? The lava runner. Running up them lava. Oh, it's cute. Oh, I want it as like a plushie or something. It's a red 1 generic 2/2 lizard. It's got haste. It would be fast. When it becomes this target of a spell or ability, that spell or ability's controller sacrifices land. You take me down, I'm taking your land down with you. Probably not worth it. I don't know, maybe. No one's gonna really want to lose their land over a goddamn over a speedy grizzly bear. Speedy! Okay, we got Alpha Nerd with the Game Preserve. What is it called? Game Preserve? It's a cool card. Game Preserve. It's Wumpus! It's a Wumpus again. It's got a big butt. Look at those butt cheeks. They're so defined. Luca Zontini, you made like this really defined Wumpus butt on here. It's a green 2 generic. And it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player reveals the top card of their library. If all cards revealed this way are creature cards, put them into play under their owner's control. Oh, that's cool. It's like, do we got a bingo? I got a creature, you got a creature, you got a creature. All right, we all got a creature. This is great. Yeah, it's a badonkadonk. That is a badonkadonk over there. Tap to give it +3/+3. Okay, next we've got Alpha Nerd's Liability. Liability, you say? Did they have insurance in Rishida? It's a black 1 generic enchantment. Whenever a card is put into a player's graveyard from play, that player loses 1 life. Whenever a card is put into a player's graveyard from play. Okay, that's actually not too bad if you plan on like what, like I don't know, this plus some sort of obliterate or something like that. You know what I mean? Memfaxo, haircut on stream. How do we get that? You do not. It doesn't exist. I don't think my hairdresser would like to be on stream either. Okay, next we got. Let's take a look. Who hasn't got a card? These dang Wumpai. That's right, the dang Wumpai. Let's see, Professor 712. On to the Professor, what do you have? Boa Constrictor. It's silly, it's stupid. Oh, this is the +3/+3. Green 4 generic for 3/3 creature. Now, that is the underwhelming nonsense I remember from Masques block. Tap to get +3/+3 until end of turn. It was better at blocking than attacking. This doesn't even feel like a snake thing to do. Shouldn't we be able to attack and then untap itself and give it +3/+3 when it becomes blocked? Or it should have like tap +3/+3 until end of turn, but if it gets blocked, it untaps. That makes some sense to me. It untaps. Dancing Odie. I just want the stream to never end. All right. For you, Dancing Odie, we keep going on. Secular Strategy. Back then, if a blocker got tapped post-block, it didn't do damage. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I think I remember that as well. Bryce, Kyron Leggett. More Karens. Flying Karen, apparently. Okay, we got a red 1 generic 1/1. If an opponent controls a plains and you control a mountain, you can play Karen Leggett without paying its mana cost, and it's got haste. I tell you, those Karens are not very quick to leave. You know what I'm saying? They are not. They're not fast when they were complaining about the service. We looked at Two-Headed Dragon already. Two-Headed Dragon was fantastic. All right, the Thrashing Wampus. Did we not look at Thrashing Wampus already? I swear we looked at it. Oh no, we didn't look at this one. There's a lot of Wampus back then. It's got leeches. It's a black 3 generic 3/3 beast. Pay a black. Deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. It's thrashing. It's in pain. If I not, it's not a bad card. And you can put all of these triggers on the stack. Deal as much damage as you could possibly want. Okay, people are calling out for Chen Fred. Last one, the Sand Squid. The hell is this thing? Blue 3 generic, 2/2 Island Walk. You may choose not to untap the Sand Squid during your untap step. Tap to tap target creature. That creature does not untap during its controller's untap step as long as Sand Squid remains tapped. It's not terrible. Well, I'm not done yet. I'm not. We got a few more donations. All right, we're donating around here. Balder says we keep the show going, and we're gonna donate to somebody. Michael Ng, Story Circle, was a mainstay sideboard back in 1999. And now this card has come full circle back to this show. If you remembered, it's a white 1 generic enchantment. And it comes into play, choose a color. So it's basically like, it was Circle of Protection everything, just for an extra 1 mana. Pay white. The next time a source of your choice of the chosen color would deal damage to you this turn, you prevent that damage. And Larceny from Alpha Nerd. Oh, we did this one. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, they discard cards. That means we're gonna donate that super chat. Okay, everyone's like, pick Christopher B. Pick Christopher B. Where's Christopher B? Cho Mano Revolutionary. Is that the card? He spits out cards like crazy. Cho Mano. This is a Masques card. Okay, we got a white 2 generic 2/2. It's a legendary creature, can be a commander. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to Cho Mano Revolutionary. That's actually not bad. It's like basically an indestructible creature. For as long as it's taking damage. So you try to blow it up, I mean, it will blow up to bits. Cho Mano is not immune to a bomb, but is immune to infinite fire breathing. And a dragon if it can block it. He is still, King Ginger's like, he's been spitting that card for a while now. He is still spitting that card, even after we have already seen it already. Okay, Alpha Nerd with the Midnight Ritual. Midnight Ritual is a black 2 generic X sorcery. Remove X target creature cards in your graveyard from the game. For each one, you get a 2/2 black zombie creature token in play. I guess it's So, it'd be a little bit better if it was instant speed, because then it could be like instant speed graveyard removal in some sense, but it's sorcery speed, so not a fan. But you know what I might be a fan of? The Great, what is it called? Brawl. Great card. Well, I'm gonna be the judge of that. It's literally called Brawl. Oh god, they use the word brawl everywhere. Brawl that, okay, but that is the OG Brawl. Maybe that's what the format was even based off of, this card. It's got Karn in the background. I don't even know what the situation is here. I think someone got pissed off for losing in a poker game. Okay, instant. Until end of turn, all creatures gain tap. This creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. Oh my goodness. And it's like, I don't know, would it become a game of like chicken? Like, who's gonna tap first? If you tap to attack me, I'll have no choice but to tap to attack you. Basically, everything has fight. Whoever throws the first punch is gonna have a lot more. Yeah, chaos ensues. Absolute chaos ensues with this card. This is insane. Yeah, it's like Where's Waldo becomes Where's Karn in the set, basically. Why the hell is Karn here? I don't remember any Karn cards in Mercadia. In Mercadian Masques. He's just sort of around. Well, that's it, people. Hope you enjoyed looking back on Mercadian Masques. That was an amazing set. It was amazingly terrible at the time. It's really nice to see how well the cards aged today. And if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks, everyone, for your support. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you Super Chat to be part of the show, or you help Super Chat so other people can be part of the show. And most importantly, it's important for all the people who show up here in the morning, or actually also in the evening. We got, like, Beanpot, Christopher V, Samrat the Raccoon, Wusty, Steve Cooper, Abso, Mark Hale, Toads, King Ginger, Professor, Ree. Who else do we have here? We have tons of people. A lot of people repeat themselves. We got Magnum. Magnum showed up today. We got Ryan, James, Spectral Maniac, Freak, Reston Serpentine, Teamer, because you guys are the show. So as usual, my coffee crew, you keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.